Welcome to the Rugby Obsession Deep Dive.
We have to be here for this one.
Yeah, look, it's February 2026. The new rugby year is officially kicking into gear, and
It's basically Christmas morning for rugby fans.
it really is. Because if you're a South African rugby fan or honestly just a neutral observer who's fascinated by high-level sports strategy, this week has been huge. Springbok's head coach Rassie Erasmus has just named his first alignment camp squad of the year.
And it is a massive one. But before people roll their eyes at another squad list breakdown, we need to be really clear. This isn't just a list of names on a piece of paper.
No, absolutely not.
It's not just about who's going to play the first test in July.
What we're looking at here is a masterclass in long-term strategic planning. It is essentially a blueprint for the next 5 years of World Rugby.
Exactly.
And we are basing today's deep dive on some really sharp analysis from Planet Rugby regarding this 49-man squad and, crucially, what it signals for the future.
Right. We're decoding the Rassie Erasmus method today. We're seeing how he balances that immediate, non-negotiable need to win test matches right now with the absolute necessity of building the next generation.
Walking that tightrope between performance and evolution.
Precisely.
So before we get into the weeds of who is in and who is out, and there are some genuine shocks here that we're going to unpack, I have to say, if you love seeing the blueprint of a world-class team in motion, you need to subscribe to Rugby Obsession right now.
Yeah, hit that button wherever you're listening.
So you don't miss future deep dives. We really have a lot to cover this season.
Let's start with the sheer scale of this camp, though. 49 players.
It's a small village.
Right. And just to clarify for you listening, that's only the locally based guys gathering in Cape Town.
Yeah, that doesn't even touch the overseas guys yet.
Exactly. There's a virtual camp coming up for the players in Japan or France. But this Cape Town group, it sends a very loud message about the depth of the player pool in the United Rugby Championship.
Oh, for sure. But to ground us, before we get to the shiny new toys, you have the usual suspects. The heavy hitters are returning.
The spine of the team.
Yeah, Ibn Etzbeth, Syed Khaleesi, Andre Pollard. Seeing those names just lowers the blood pressure a bit. You know, the culture carriers are there.
Definitely.
But looking at the list, I think the most significant name on that veteran side is actually Frans Malherbe.
Oh, I agree completely. The return of the king.
He's been out for a full year. And for those who don't track, the injury reports religiously, back and neck injuries for a tight head prop are terrifying.
It's a brutal injury for a front rower.
That's your livelihood right there at the scrum engagement. There was real fear he might not get back.
And his return just cannot be overstated. When Malherbe is fit, he is arguably the best scrummager in the world. He's the anchor. Having him back changes the dynamic of the pack immediately.
It gives the backs a platform. But while the veterans stabilize the ship, the real headline grabber is the new blood.
It really is.
Yeah.
Rassie has invited 11 uncapped players.
11. That is a full team minus 4 guys.
It shows he's casting the net wide. But we need to look closer at who those 11 are, because the profile of the player is shifting.
Well, this is where the Rassie logic gets fascinating. It's not just that they're uncapped, it's the age profile. We have 2 players in this squad, prop Kai Pratt and center Marcus Miller, who are literally straight out of school.
Which is the anomaly. That's the part that makes you stop and stare.
I mean, help me understand the logic here. They haven't even played for their clubs yet.
Yeah.
Usually you play Craven Week, Varsity Cup, grind in the URC, and then maybe get a look in.
Right, the pathway is usually very rigid.
But Rassie is plucking them straight from the school benches into the Springbok environment. Is that reckless?
I wouldn't call it reckless, but it's aggressive. This isn't just looking for replacements for the next game. This is about identifying prodigies.
Okay.
Rassie and his staff are looking at the South African U20 stocks and the SA schools teams and saying, these guys possess physical or technical traits that are 1 in a million. Let's not wait.
So it's about accelerating their development, taking a diamond in the rough and exposing them to the environment immediately.
Precisely. Kai Pratt is being heralded as a proper prodigy. And Marcus Muller in the center, remember, these are specialist positions. Tight head prop and center.
Yeah, you don't just throw people in there to survive.
Exactly. Usually, those positions require years of hardening. By bringing them in now, even if they don't play a single minute, you're exposing them to the culture.
It's the difference between learning from a textbook and learning from Ibn Etzbeth in the gym.
Right. They're absorbing the intellectual property of what it means to be a Boak. That experience is worth 5 seasons of club rugby.
That brings me to the next big question, though. You see 11 uncapped guys invited. So are these 11 uncapped guys guaranteed to play in the 2026 season?
Well, we need to pump the brakes there. The historical data from the Planet Rugby source is really clear on this pattern Rassie has established. An invite does not equal a cap.
It's an audition, not a casting call.
Great way to put it. Look back at the 2024 data. He invited 16 uncapped players to that first camp,
Okay.
but only 9 debuted that year.
So about half.
And then look at the 2025 data. 16 uncapped players invited again, only 4 debuted.
Wow. So the funnel is getting significantly tighter.
It is. And that's by design. The alignment camp is about IP transfer. It's an immersion process. The coaching staff wants to see these players up close and vice versa.
Right.
How do they handle the pressure? It's not a promise of selection.
And there's a flip side to this, too. Some guys like Edwill van der Merwe never even went to a camp, but still got capped.
Exactly. Sometimes sheer form demands selection.
Yeah.
The camp is an immersion process, but it's not the only door in.
Okay. Before we dive into the specific succession plans, because we have to talk about replacing the irreplaceable, I just want to jump in with a quick reminder.
Go for it.
If you're enjoying this breakdown, make sure you're subscribed to Rugby Obsession.
Definitely.
So let's talk succession. Because the elephant in the room is that the current squad is aging. Legends like Willie LaRue, Vincent Cook, Bongi Mbonambi, they're nearing the end of their international career.
The professional sport is brutal. You have to have a plan for the day they hang up the boots.
Let's walk through the problem areas Rassie is addressing, starting with hooker. Bongi Mbonambi has absolutely dominated this jersey. Who is next?
The analysis points directly to Sefosith Ndebele.
Oh,
He's explosive. He's being viewed as the anointed long-term successor. Out of all the youngsters, he's possibly the most likely to make the next World Cup squad. Finding that next elite hooker is priority number 1.
that puts a lot of pressure on him. What about fullback?
Yeah.
Life after Willie LaRue.
Right, the playmaker, the coach on the field.
Who steps into that role?
Well, Afeli Fassi really moved up the pecking order in 2024. Then Damian Willems stamped his mark in 2025.
Willemsy is a freak of nature.
He is. And now you have Quan Horn waiting in the wings, too. So the panic about replacing Willie has subsided. The succession line is clear.
That feels much more secure. Now the engine room? Locke, Etzebeth, Snyman, Mostert. They're all in their 30s.
And Locke takes a tremendous toll on the body. You can't expect them to go forever.
So who are the heirs to the throne?
The focus is now on guys like Ron Nortje and Salman Morat. But looking further ahead, there's the junior Boks captain, Riley Norton.
Ah, Riley Norton.
Rassie is investing time in him now, even if he doesn't play until 2027 or later. He's preparing for the worst while ushering in the new generation.
And prop? We mentioned Mal Herb is back, but Koch is aging too.
That's where the search for depth involves young talent like Kai Pratt, the prodigy we discussed, and Zachary Porthen. Rassie is building layers of depth.
It's incredible. And that leads to a unique administrative detail mentioned in the source that makes all this possible. Rassie Erasmus is contracted through to the 2031 World Cup.
Yes, this is an advantage no other nation has.
I mean, most coaches are fighting just to survive the current cycle to 2027.
Exactly. Look at other top 10 nations. No other team has a coach confirmed for 2031.
Right.
Contrast that with England and the Eddie Jones unraveling. When a coach is under pressure, short-termism takes over. You stop building.
You just try to survive.
But Rassie can skip 2027 planning and look all the way to the 2031 tournament in the USA. That stability is a superpower.
It allows South Africa to take risks, like picking schoolboys that other teams just can't afford to take.
Precisely.
It changes everything. So bring it back to you, the listener. We've thrown a lot of names at you today. Which of the rookies are you most excited to see? Do you think the schoolboys are actually ready for the Boks setup?
It's arguably the biggest leap in world sports.
It's massive. Let us know what you think. And don't forget to hit subscribe on Rugby Obsession.
Lots more to discuss this season.
Thank you for listening to the Rugby Obsession Deep Dive. And we'll look forward to you listening to our next episode.